There was one jug of oil, the Talmud says, that was sufficient to burn for one day. As the commentators explain, it would take 8 days to obtain fresh oil. There's only a jug of oil to burn for one day. They have to think to themselves, listen, we can use this oil. It's going to be depleted in one day. And then for 7 days, we don't have any oil till we obtain new oil. Of course, no one knows that this massive miracle is going to take place and oil that's sufficient for one day is going to burn for 8 days. Naturally, oil for one day burns for one day. So naturally, the Rebbe says, Rabbi Rakefes quotes, they should have thought to themselves, this is a hopeless situation. There's a principle in Talmud, Oines Rachmana Patre, which means the Torah absolves you from any liability if it's a situation that is beyond your control. If you have oil, you have to light the menorah. If you don't have oil, that's good for the menorah, so you can't light it. You can't light it if somebody is stuck somewhere on an island and they don't have tefillin. They're absolved from the mitzvah. They're not held liable. What should they do? It wasn't under their control. They got stuck somewhere. So they should have thought to themselves, we'll wait 8 days. We'll obtain new oil. Why should we use this oil? So what they do, so we have oil. We're going to use it. Now we could do the mitzvah of the menorah. We're going to use it. And they put in the oil. And this allowed the miracle to happen. The same oil burned for 8 days. And this explains why the miracle of Chanukah, why we celebrate Chanukah 8 days. At first glance, it doesn't make sense because the jug of oil had enough oil to last for one day. So the miracle occurred over 7 days, not over 8 days. The first day was natural oil. Why is the holiday celebrated 8 days? The answer is the miracle of the first day was that they decided to light the menorah. Even though there was a bleak future, they decided to light the menorah. They said, you know what, we're going to put away our intellectual, cerebral calculations. Right now we can light the menorah. But you might say, what's the point? Tomorrow the fire will be extinguished. The next day there's no flame. Forget about it. The miracle was that they decided to light the menorah with the resources they had and rely on God to do the rest. And indeed, it burned for 8 days. Sometimes we look inside of ourselves or we look outside of ourselves, and the situation seems bleak and hopeless. There's only a little oil to be able to light up the world. And we say, what's the point? There's so much pessimism, there's cynicism, there's hopelessness. The answer is, you take your oil and put it into the menorah. You reach out. You light up another human being. You light up another Jew. Reach out to another person and help them materially, spiritually. And then you will see that miracles begin to happen. And the flame burns and burns and burns. Happy Chanukah.